Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the Interbubs. This is Ren digging it down, coming at you from just outside ISKALLE'S Chop Shop in another episode of Minecraft Survival from the Hermitcraft server. In the previous episode, we were working on the foundations for our lush Mesa Biome, as well as face-palming ourselves into oblivion. And in this episode, my friends, we are going to focus in on some detail work in our lush Mesa, as well as working on the tunnel that is linking our base to the Logfellas headquarters. So we've got a lot of things to do in today's episode, my friends. I hope you are ready, I hope you are relaxed, I hope you are comfortable, and I hope you are having a great day wherever you are in the world. I'm having a fantastic day. Thank you very much. I've been on the server now for an hour or so, getting ready for today's recording, and I've also gone and stocked up on a little bit more dirt, because rumor has it, the RENDOG'S Garden Emporium has been doing pretty well this week, and I want to go check on some profits, baby, as well as do a little bit of shopping around here before we get cracking on some crafting. So this is ISKALLE'S new chop shop, and it is beautiful. I wanted to start this episode off by showcasing this build for you guys because I think it's really great. The last time we were here, this was covered by a no spoiler wall, and we could hear some interesting noises going on from inside of here, and we had no idea what those were. The build has now been revealed. There's a chimney with smoke coming out the top of it, and this chimney is cooking bacon for the Hermits. Oh, it is a glorious build. It is basically a butchery, I suppose, is the best way to describe it. But there's so many very interesting little things that I want to show you in this build, and I absolutely love it. Starting with all the little details, man. Look at all the smoke sort of coming up through the different cauldrons and whatnot around the build. And it only gets better once you get inside. Firstly, we got a butcher. Check this dude out, man. He is Sir Butcher. And what I love about this build is ISKALLE'S attention to detail. The butcher is holding a slab there that he would be chopping his meat on, right? Which I think is just so clever, so smart. We've got a little bit of blood over here too, from where the bacon is being butchered. In here is probably my favorite part of the build, of the entire build. It is where the pigs are getting cooked. And check it out, there is an upside down pig in there, which is amazing. Looks like a dead pig that is getting roasted or something inside of this giant ass oven. So awesome, I absolutely love this build, ISKALLE. Even the small details like making one of the anvils half broken and the other one full. It's just so well done. Such a fantastic build. The best part of it, of course, is that we can get fine bacon and hermit steak as well as some vegetarian corn, which is 1 diamond a piece. And have a look at this, guys. We can buy bacon, we can buy hermit steaks, and we can buy corn in here, which is very interesting. 1 diamond for a stack. I think that's a pretty good rate. We don't have any diamonds at the moment, so why don't we head over to the RENDOG'S Garden Emporium, see if we can pick ourselves up a little bit of profits. I've been reading. I've been reading some chat in the Hermitcraft server over the last few days. People have been asking for dirt. I know that Jevin was looking for dirt, and I think that he's made a few purchases here. So check it out, baby. Let's see how many diamonds we got. Oh yeah, oh yes, very nice. 12 diamonds we've managed to pick up from the dirt chest in RENDOG'S Garden Emporium. Very nice. I'll take that, man. That's going to be 12 diamonds we can use to buy some food. Very, very good. Okay, that dirt is going to have to come with us though, because that's not a full stack. How about some gravel? Anybody purchasing gravel? 1 diamond for gravel. Also, someone got wrecked there because they could have taken 2 stacks of gravel for a diamond, but you know what? Not my problem. Next up is the sand. Okay, no sand is selling at the moment. That's a little bit unfortunate. No problem though, no problem. Oh, while we are here, I want to go and check if Tinfoil Chef has restocked his shop with any logs. Exumavoid and I are very keen to keep our fingers on the log market in the Brown Shopping District, and I do know that every now and then Tinfoil Chef does sell some logs. Let's have a look. Does he have any more in stock? Oh yeah! Nice. Well, the worst type of logs, but 2 stacks for a diamond. I thank you. I'll take those. Thank you, Tinfoil Chef. There are the 2 diamonds for you. And these logs are going straight into the Logfellas Lumberjack shop. Let's have a look at profits for this week too. I haven't checked actually for the last few days, although I think the log business has been on a downcline at the moment. I don't think we've been selling as many logs as we would like. Okay, no, still looking pretty good. Acacia's not selling at all. Spruce is kicking it. Dark oakwood not kicking it at all. And freaking birch not kicking it as usual. Let's get our jungle logs in there. Very slow week of profits this week in the log shop, my friends. the Logfellas might have to think about diversifying and finding a new market to get into before we really start to lose business around here. There might be some shenanigans going on, though, that I haven't picked up on yet. Keeping my eyeballs open, see if anybody's trying to corner the market on us. Anyway, guys, let's head back into ISKALLE'S Chop Shop, pick for ourselves up a few of these steaks. I already bought a stack of Hermit steaks yesterday because they were just so delicious, and I think I'm going to pick myself up a stack of each of these things because this is going to last us a very long time as far as food goes. And I'm even going to pick up some corn. I don't mind, let's pick up a little bit of corn. Thank you, ISKALL, very tasty. I am loving the Chop Shop. It is going to be feeding my butt for the next few weeks, no doubt, my friend. I thank you. So here we are, my friends, cruising through the purple residential district. I'm just taking a little detour, having a look at Hermit Canyons, and isn't the place looking awesome? It is looking super fine. And I got some really good news for you guys too. For those of you guys who are a long-time Hermitcraft fan, Zildjian is streaming from the server again, which is absolutely fantastic news for all of you Hermitcraft fans. Make sure you go and check his streams out, guys. It's awesome to have Zildjian back on the server. Super excited about that. Can't wait to see what he gets up to. And yeah, welcome back to our beautiful part of the Hermitcraft server. There is a giant thunderstorm going on right now, and it is kind of scary. I want to get myself inside before things start to go a little bit wrong for us here. In the previous episode, guys, we were working on our beautiful Lush Mesa, and isn't it looking fantastic? I love it. I've had so many comments from Hermits that have been flying over this area or moving through this area, complimenting me and saying, man, your Lush Mesa is really starting to look really sweet. In fact, I think Zildjian passed through this Lush Mesa in his first stream, and he was really happy because he was looking for a forest, and when he got here, he thought that this was a forest, but then he realized that no, it is actually a fake forest, or a custom forest, if you will. But looking really good, man. Can't wait to work on a bit of a quadrant with you guys today. We're going to be working on the details of that. It's going to be sweet. But to kick off today's bit of crafting, my friends, I am very eager to put into practice an idea that one of you very fine viewers has given me for the Logfellas tunnel that is connecting our base to the Logfellas HQ. I asked you guys at the end of the last episode if you had any sweet ideas that what we could do with this tunnel, and some of you guys came up with such awesome ideas that I want to try them out with you guys today. All right, we're going to do a little bit of testing. We're going to be thinking outside of the box a little bit today, and hopefully it's going to turn out real good. I'm very keen to see what you guys might think about this particular build that I want to talk about today. I'm not going to sleep the night away because there is a thunderstorm going on, and there might be some Hermits trying to spawn a few charged creepers, so not going to mess with that. We've got a lot of lighting down here though. We should be okay. But this tunnel, I have been working my butt off, as you guys can see. In the previous episode, it was literally just a 3x3 tunnel, but I have dug it out all the way to the end. I've dug it out in the shape that I want the tunnel to be. In the previous episode, we were talking about putting some cages along the sides of the railway line. So I've dug all of that out on both sides of the railway line. And as you can see, guys, it looks really cool, right? Man, I just missed that freaking creeper completely, didn't I? All right, there we go. Zombie, dude, do you freaking mind? Please eat a flaming arrow directly to your face. I thank you. But yeah, as you guys can see, man, it goes all the way down. And you know what? It actually looks really sweet, doesn't it? You can imagine cruising down this tunnel on a minecart at high speed, and it's just going to be so cool. It's going to be such a fun experience. And then, of course, we're going to be cruising uphill too, which I think will look equally awesome. Now, I've been trying to figure out a way to make this tunnel even more awesome. And my original idea was just to have, really cool walls, to have these cages that are holding interesting things behind them that perhaps have caves or hermits in them, and we could make hermits out of name-tagged zombies and put their heads on them, do really cool stuff like that. That was a suggestion by quite a few of you guys. But one of you guys came up with an idea that I kind of really liked, and an idea that I want to try and explore with you guys in today's episode. Now, I'm going to adapt the original idea that you had into something a little bit more realistic, I guess. Now, the idea that this particular viewer had was to create some sort of a spiraling design that goes all the way down the tunnel. And his idea was to create a dragon that is basically looping around the railway all the way down to the bottom of the tunnel, right? So when we are traveling through the tunnel, you will see this sort of loop, almost like a slinky effect, I think, going all the way down. And I was talking about trying to make the build quite hypnotic looking, and I reckon that is an absolutely fantastic idea. Now, I don't have any idea how we're going to do this. I haven't tested it out. I haven't done anything in creative or anything. I wanted to do it with you guys today, and I was thinking it could probably go a little something like this, right? We want it to kind of be a spiraling snake. Now, instead of making it a dragon, let's just talk lore here for a second, right? Instead of making it a dragon, why don't we say that whatever this is a very massive root of a giant tree? And maybe what we could do is we could stick a root or something, or a giant tree, excuse me, in the center of the mesified biome, or the lush mesa, excuse me, and maybe we could call that tree the Great Tree, or something like that, right? The thinking being that this tree's root has extended all the way through our base and sort of gone under our base here, and, you know, because it's a root and because it is, you know, obviously the heart of the Logfellas business, this root could be what we created our railway line through, right? Our Logfellas Railway line. So that could work out a pretty damn sweet. Now, here's what I'm thinking. Can you guys pick up what I'm doing over here? I'm trying to make this sort of spiral around, and actually, this is working out pretty decently so far. Let's see if I can keep it up. So it's going to come all the way over like this, right? I mean, it's a fairly simple design to implement, and it's going to come all the way down. And is this, oh, this is actually going to work out real good. Okay, perfect. So you guys can see it starts on this line of the railway line and ends on, oh no. Okay, so it's not 100% symmetrical. However, I think it might become symmetrical the next time it loops in. Is that right? It might actually do that, but have a look at that. Let's have a look at what that looks like. See, now that's looking cool. Now what we have to consider is that this is going to go underground, right? So this is going to go under the rail and then come up again. So we have to work out how many blocks until it comes up again, I suppose, right? So it's probably going to be, okay, we can actually just do it like this. We can do it on the overland, right? So if we imagine that this dirt is running underneath the railway line, it's going to go like that, like that, like that. Okay, wait, let's just make sure that there's light. We do not want to get a creeper wrecking our design over here. So it's going to go like that, like that, like that. And then it should be coming up over here, right? So this is where the next line is going to start. I think I might have got this maths wrong, but I don't think so. And for some reason, yeah, you see, this is interesting. Oh, I see what I've done here. This block is strange, right? This is the strange one because this block doesn't come in one. It doesn't come in diagonally. And of course, we could move it in diagonally. Then that would probably even it out, although it would push everything over by another block, wouldn't it? So, with that in mind, when the spiral actually reaches this position, we need to do this. Hang on. I think I might have cracked this nut right in the wazoo, baby. Are you guys seeing this? Check it out, right? So instead of starting the next section or the next spiral of the route, in this position, we're going to start it over here, right? So it's going to go a little something like this, imagining that it's running underneath the railway line now. And this should now be popping up over here, which is the same line as that one. Okay, so that kind of works, except for the one problem that we have in that it's not starting on the same line. All right, let me try and figure out a way to get this side of the spiral landing on this block so that it's actually even. And I will come back to you in a second. Cyberdog, it's been about 45 minutes since the last cut, and I think it's pretty safe to say that I've gotten a little bit carried away with this design of our tunnel. But I tell you why, my friends, it is gonna be freaking sweet. Oh, baby! All right, I've come up with 3 different designs for this tunnel. I'm going to show you guys the 3 designs, and we as a community are going to decide together which design we like the most. What I'm going to be doing, guys, is using a YouTube poll where you guys can actually vote on which type of style you like the most. It's going to pop up in the top right-hand corner of the video if you're watching on YouTube, and you can actually participate in voting which of the styles you guys want to go with. Let me explain to you guys exactly what I mean by styles, okay? So in the previous cut, I was trying to find a way to make this route sort of spiral around our railway line over here, and I managed to figure out the way to do it. Now, this design is called the single dragon tail style. And it is because it's a single dragon tail, if you imagine it like that, that loops all the way around here. I figured out how to get the symmetry right. What I've done is I've pushed the sides of the dragon tail into the sides of the tunnel, which is fine. I think it makes it look a lot more spirally and makes it look a lot better. And as you guys can see, it spirals all the way down through this very start of the tunnel. Now, this is a single spiral, right? And you can imagine the spiral bending around our track like this. So if we just run down from the very top, actually, let's do this properly, right? So you guys can really use as much of your brain as possible to decide which style you like the most. So if we were in a minecart from up here, all right, and we are cruising down the tunnel, let's get a feel what it'll feel like, right? So you can see that single dragon tail style swooping around you as you're traveling down the tunnel. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, let's move on to the second style. Now, this style is called double dragon symmetry style. And basically, this is 2 of the tails, of the dragon tails, looping around together, but in a symmetrical pattern. And what I've done is I've made one of the tails out of dark oak, and one of the tails out of spruce. So when you are traveling down, let's go into this mode, you guys can see how it sort of spirals around you, but in a sort of symmetrical style, right? Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. So this is double dragon symmetry style, is the second style that we need to vote on. Pretty awesome, pretty awesome. And the third style, the third and the last style that we're going to be choosing for our tunnel is down there. Let's just get rid of that freaking spider over there. This style is known as double dragon spiral style. Okay, and this style, the idea is that the dark oak wood spiral goes in this direction down the tunnel, and the spruce spiral goes in the opposite direction. But not only that, when the dark oak wood spiral goes underground, the spruce spiral comes out of the ground. So we have this sort of alternating pattern known as the double dragon spiral style. And let's have a look at what that looks like as we cruise down the tunnel. So you can imagine yourself in a minecart traveling at speed. We'll be cruising down this tunnel, and these 2 different alternating spirals will be going around us. So 3 pretty interesting spiral designs for us to choose from. Look in the top right-hand corner of your video now, guys. A YouTube poll is going to pop up. You guys decide, what do you like the most? The single dragon tail spiral style, the double dragon symmetry style, or the double dragon spiral style? Let me know what you guys think by voting, and let me know in the comments why you have chosen that style, and together we'll choose one of these, and in the next episode we'll get cracking on it. Gonna be freaking awesome! Alright, Cyberdogs and friends from all over the interbubs, it's time to get serious. I want you to put on your gardening caps, your hard-ass thick leather gloves, and put those shears in your pockets, because it is time to do a little bit of gardening with RENDOG'S. Oh, baby, I'm super excited about this section of today's episode, guys. I've been thinking about this all morning. Woke up this morning thinking about it, actually. And we're going to be working on trying to find a way to add some biodiversity into our lush Mesa biome. The last time we did this, we did it in a 10 by 10 area over there where our custom jungle tree is, and I want to try and extend that into a bigger area. What I've done is I've cordoned off a section of the biome here in one of these quadrants. I believe these quadrants are 20 by 20, and I've just raised up the pillars just to try and outline it a little bit more. And for the next few minutes, we're going to do some gardening experimenting and see if we can create some really cool stuff in here. I've cleared away all of the grass to give ourselves a fresh canvas. I've got pretty much everything that we might want to use in my inventory for this particular quadrant. And remember, guys, the idea is that I want to be making these quadrants, or I want to be making this lush mesa biome, excuse me, one quadrant at a time. And I think that's going to be a really interesting and fun way to generate a sort of custom biome from scratch, rather than just doing it randomly, try to find a more sort of scientific or algorithmic way to do this, right? So here's what I was thinking, right? We could use a few paths in our Lush Mesa biome. The pathing is going to be an interesting way to sort of cut up the biome, to create places where players can run through without being sort of stopped by terrain or trees and so on, and to also use the green from the path blocks to add something into our brand new Lush Mesa biome design, right? So here's what I was thinking, right? We're going to have a path that's running down from the top of the plateau into the hillock home. That path will then continue down here and of course will travel through this biome. And I thought, as our river is right here, you know, the residents of the house are going to be coming down to the river to get water every now and then, right? So they're going to follow this path. They're going to come through this little crack over here, which I think looks really cool. We'll have to get rid of all of this orange and stuff too, because that looks janky. But they'll be following this path to come down to the riverside over here. Right, so that makes sense to have a path that travels through that little hillock. And I think it also looks kind of awesome. Let's just get that path finished off, right? So this comes all the way to the river. Very, very nice. There we go. So that's great. That's added a little bit more green into this quadrant, which I like a lot. Now, does this path actually cut through here another time perhaps? Maybe, for example, the residents of the house want to walk in this direction. I don't know, maybe to go do some caving, for example. That might be something that the residents are interested in doing. So, with that in mind, why don't we run the path like quite close to the bottom of this cliffside, which is still within the quadrant that we're working with over here, right? So this path is going to sort of head off in this direction, and then it's going to go up this hill and travel into this quadrant and perhaps over the top all the way over there to the other side. Great, so that's a little bit of pathing going on over there. Very nice. Maybe just fix that up a bit, and maybe this path comes up the cliffside very slightly like that. Okay, fantastic. Now, is there another perhaps smaller path that travels through from the little beach? So perhaps, for example, Arnold's skeleton wife comes to this beach to tan her bones, right? She comes and lies down under this tree to get a little bit of color in her very white-ass bones. And perhaps she doesn't want to travel in that direction because she's lazy and she wants a little bit of a shortcut. So maybe there's another but much smaller path that travels through here, a much less walked or less traveled path, shall we say, if we get all philosophical up in here, right? So perhaps this path sort of breaks up a little bit, comes like this through the sand. And of course, her skeleton feet have been carrying the sand on top here, right? And that sand is like sort of fallen on over here. And perhaps this little less worn path travels through the biome like that. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. I kind of like that. Looking pretty cool. Now, I suppose, we could start getting a little bit of coarse dirt, maybe a little bit more sand into this build, or into this particular path. So, why don't we start with a couple of coarse dirt bits here and there. Like I was saying in the previous episode, I'm kind of scared of coarse dirt. I'm very, very bad at trying to figure out exactly where coarse dirt might look the best. I think it kind of looks pretty decent just in small amounts here and there. Perhaps, okay, well, perhaps we could actually use a little bit of science to place this coarse dirt. So underneath these coniferous trees, thank you for the Cyberdog in the previous episode who let me know the scientific name of these trees is coniferous, I believe is the word. That might be completely wrong, but I think it's close enough. Anyway, these coniferous trees are dropping pine needles, which are very acidic, right? So the sand underneath these custom trees would probably be destroyed by those acidic pine needles. So perhaps, you know, closer to the trees is where we want to be including our coarse dirt. That kind of makes sense to me. Also, maybe a little bit closer to the water. Maybe, you know, it's been trampled on quite a lot. The people have been coming down here to collect water for the Hillock house. You know, Arnold's got to give me a bath every morning, man. You know, he like pours that hot water over me in my bathtub, or in my cauldron, should I say? I miss Arnold so much, man. I haven't bathed in days since Arnold left. I'm starting to stank. But yeah, you know, sort of down the main path, I suppose there would also be some coarse dirt here and there from the tramplage that would be going on. So maybe we can get a little bit of more coarse dirt action along the path itself. I want to try and stick to this quadrant though. I don't want to veer away too far away from it. But there we go. That's looking kind of interesting. Very, very nice. Here and there, we got a bit of coarse dirt. That's coming together real nice. All right, let's go sleep a little bit. Man, I'm really enjoying this gardening. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. It's kind of interesting. It's something that I never really do in Minecraft, is put like a ton of thought into terraforming, into thinking about like what the landscape should look like, what the foliage should look like. I don't know, I'm kind of enjoying this. This is kind of fun. Okay, so let's head back into our quadrant, which is over here. Now, let's start thinking about getting some cactuses into this area. I got some cactuses in my inventory. I think what I want to do is make this little section here just into another small beach area, right? So let's get some sand down, and we can throw up a cactus over here. I reckon that's a good start. We also don't want this to be too square looking, so let's extend the beach down into the water, like a so. Looking good, baby, looking good. That's going to have to go 2 blocks down. Maybe we do another bit over here, and it just extend the beach a little bit in this direction, and maybe it extends over here too. Let's have a look at what that looks like. One more over here just to break up the squareness of it. There we go, very nice. And maybe, yeah, maybe just a couple more over here. There we go, looking good. Maybe all of this needs to be beach though. That path block looks a little bit strange stuck in there, doesn't it? All right, and then what we can do is sort of continue the path block around the beach a little bit like this. Very nice. Oh, this is coming together. Fabulous. Let's get a bit of coarse dirt in there too, right? Okay, nice. So we've got a little bit of beach over there. Let's throw down a cactus over here, shall we? So let's get a cactus like there. Looking good. And I reckon this is where the path comes to the beach, so that's where we're going to see that cactus, right? So we're walking through here, and boom, there's the cactus. Very nice. Maybe we have another little bit of sand just over here in the corner. Just like a so. We've got another cactus growing over here. Nice. We don't want to get too many cactuses in here though, right? Now, let's get another cactus inside of the quadrant. I think having cactuses in the quadrants is quite important because it's a very strong green, and it's the kind of green that I want to stick out in the biome when we're looking at it from afar. So I reckon maybe 5 cactuses per quadrant feels about right. It might be a little bit too many cacti per quadrant, but I guess only time will tell when we've got a few of the quadrants made. Let's make like another little beach area over here. Get a little bit more coarse dirt going also. There we go. And we can get another cactus up in here, like a so. All right, very, very nice. It's coming together very nicely indeed. Now, I think what we need to do is start working on the main accent block of the quadrant, which of course is going to be birch leaves. Birch leaves are our primary green for this Lush Mesa Biome design, so we need to work on a few birch leaf bushes here and there, right? So let's try a little something like this. What I do want to try though is getting some jungle leaves into the birch leaf bushes, because for me the jungle leaves look like they have a fruit in them. I really like that little bit of fruit. It also helps to sort of diversify the leaves a little bit so that it's not just all birch. And let's do another little bush over here, I think. Very nice. Maybe we can throw in a jungle leaf over there. Very good. And maybe we do a nice little big little birch over here. And we definitely want to get a bit of prismarine down here, because that's going to add some interesting light to our cactus over here, right? It's going to, at night, this cactus is going to sort of light up from the bottom up, which I think will be pretty rad. Let's just finish off this bush in this quadrant like a so, and probably get a few jungle leaves in there too. You see, I do like how that looks. Even though the jungle leaves are a very dull color, I don't know, I like how they work with the birch leaves. I don't know, I might be crazy. But yeah, there we go. Okay, looking good, looking good. Now we're talking, now we're cooking with gas. Quadrant is starting to look real nice. Now, this little path is taking us through to the river. Very good. And then this is the sort of heart of the quadrant, right? Got a couple of more things that we could experiment with here. I want to experiment a little bit with using some sugarcane, because I think that sugarcane has a very, very awesome texture. Let's just make sure that that tree is able to grow on something. This freaking shovel just digs stuff up like nobody's business. So what I thought we could do, right, is add a little water feature over here. I reckon that'll turn out quite nice. So we add a little bit of water. You know, blue is really important for this biome too, because blue is bringing a very vibrant color into it, which is exactly what this biome might need. So let's get a little bit of water, create a little infinite water source up here, and then we can start adding some sugarcane. Hey, that didn't work, did it? All right, there we go. Sweet. There we go. Now we can start getting some sugar canes in here. This is a very interesting green that I like a lot. As you guys can see, it's a nice bright green, and I dig it, man. I think that looks fantastic. Look at that. Very nice. And maybe what we do here is add just a touch of sand also just into the water area. Very, very beautiful indeed. Cactus, do you mind, son? Do you mind? Maybe we do the same thing over here with a little bit of water, right? Let's get a tiny little dab of water in here. And of course, we've got to make sure that these bottom blocks aren't janky ass orange. I want to get rid of as much of this orange as I possibly can. The more orange we can get rid of, the more green our beautiful biome is going to look, I think. So let's get a little bit more water in here. Very nice. And now, of course, we can plant a few more sugar canes around here. So maybe we can stick a sugar cane over here. Perfect. Next to the cactus. So two very nice greens next to one another. And that is probably all we need to do over there, actually. We don't need to go crazy with the sugarcane. What we could try and do, though, is maybe get a little bit of an oxeye daisy in here. So why don't we stick that like over there? Although that's a little bit in the forefront. Let's stick the oxeye over there. Very nice. And, of course, we can try a few blue orchids, too. My favorite freaking flower in vanilla Minecraft texture pack. I love it, man. It is beautiful. All right, so that's looking pretty decent. What else can we work with here? We've got a couple of ferns that we can work with too. So we'll throw in a fern here and there. Oh, and the ferns, of course, can go on the coarse dirt, which is fantastic. So we'll get that up and running. Very nice. And of course, all that's left now, I guess, is to do a little bit of bone mealing just to get a little bit of tall grass here and there. Maybe we'll do a tall grass over here. We definitely don't want any yellow flowers anywhere near our custom biome. So freaking ugly. And we definitely don't want to go absolutely ham on the grass. You know, just a little bit here and there. And if we want a tall one, we can have one there, for example. But we definitely don't want the path to get blocked up by grass. You know, we don't want it to look like someone's just come through here with bone meal and just spammed the living hell out of the place, you know. We want to make sure that it looks great. Okay, for some reason our sugarcane broke. Let's get that replanted. There we go. Okay, so that's looking pretty interesting now. I'm loving it, baby. Just get a little bit more grass up in here. Look at that. What do you guys think of this for a lush Mesa biome design? I'm kind of feeling it right now. It's starting to feel real good. Let's try get ourselves a little bit of height again to have a look at it from above. I don't know where I'm going to land, actually. Oh, perfect. Nice. Nice shot. Let's have a look from up here. Oh, baby. Yes. Yes, yes, and triple yes, guys. What do you think? I think that's looking pretty decent, isn't it? Well, my friends, that just about does it for today on the Hermitcraft server. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I've had an absolute blast. Very happy with how our lush Mesa biome design is coming on. I think that quadrant is looking very sexy indeed. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. And make sure to cast your vote for which design we're going to be using in our tunnel that's linking up our base to the Logfellas. Check in the top right-hand corner of this video, guys. There's a little I button you can click to take part in that poll. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, my friends. If you liked the video, hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you hit that subscribe button, because let me tell you something, my friends. RENDOG'S is only just getting started in real life and right here on YouTube, and I want to take you guys with me every step of the way. So smack that subscribe button. I thank you, and we will see you all in the next episode.